I know I fell off the face of the earth for a few days, and I promised content, and I promise now I'm really delivering it. A lot of the exercises that I've been talking about are on their way, producing them today. Also, back to the podcast, and it's been totally worth it. I have found and uncovered blocks in myself, and so I want to discuss very briefly the process of shadow work. Spirituality has misled a lot of us into believing shadow work could be done on a meditation mat, which, by the way, I did this weekend. That shadow work can be done through avoidance, basically. They call it spiritual bypassing. I'm here to tell you that's absolutely horrific. We have essentially the forces of life, and almost everything we know is steering us in the wrong direction. And it comes down to learning to hold our own counsel, trust ourselves, and learn to trust other people. So that was my powerful work this weekend, is I allowed myself to be fully vulnerable, fully seen, including the parts that I hide from myself, and to be accepted and loved for who I am, and seen for who I am. And no one has to like every part of me. Heck, sometimes I don't, but I love every part of me now, even the parts that I tried to avoid. And what's kind of interesting is I had a friend who was talking about coming into confidence, and I was cautioning her to actually feel into more of a stability first, and even sent a message that for me, confidence has to be preceded by trust, the trust in myself. So I know that the action that I'm taking is in accord with my ethics. And in writing that message, I became aware that I withhold doing and taking certain risks at the expense of, I'm afraid that I'm going to be exhibiting pride or hubris or untruth. And what that's really done is had me hamstring and hold myself back from sharing what is in my heart. So at this point, and I guess this will kill the 3 viewers that I have, fuck it all. I'm just going to go out there. I'm going to say who and what I am. And my hope is that, being that it's authentically from the heart, there are people, maybe one. If one, it's fine. If none, it's fine, because at least I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm expressing it, I'm sharing it, I'm letting you know I'm just like all of you. The difference is I tortured myself a lot for 30 years, and what that did was sort of cracked open a nut. And yeah, I spent yesterday basically crying as I was talking to people, just so touched in the heart from the unlocks the day before. It's like a butterfly just coming out and spreading its wings. They are everything that touches is felt so strongly. That's what the process of shadow work is. We're peeling back those layers of protection that have hidden who we are behind this character that they told us to be in every facet of our lives. I started a lot with my relationship to myself. That's what I've been focusing on, who I am. And then I realized recently that I've been creating almost this perfect statue, this sculpture, just working on making myself better at being me. But that's static. That's not real. It's only real once I begin to connect that to the world and to other people. Once I take that trust in myself and extend it into relationships, and define relationships in a place of complete truth. Because I'm very much ethically held, I think that lying is a big problem and causes a lot of problems. But I was making it okay with myself to not always be fully forthcoming and tell the truth, which in and of itself is still lying. And I've come to the determination in my relationships, I will no longer do that. And everything is a relationship. I can only be me. If I'm less than me, I'm not present, I'm pretending. It really is that strong. I'm also letting go of labels. if I see someone called me a narcissist recently, God bless him. And it functioned really deeply for me because I don't take the guy seriously. But it made me question, am I? How am I? Why would someone see me as that? And it also really brought up a point that I'd been speaking with another person about just a few days before. Once we label a person, and everyone thinks they're a brilliant psychologist, guess what? You're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. If you find me a person, I saw a meme the other day with a woman will go through these emotions and shows all these different faces within an hour. And someone's like, who are you kidding? Any woman who knows what she is will do it in a minute. So if you're not a narcissist once a day, if you're not a little bit of a sociopath once a day, if you don't run through those cycles, you're really not experiencing the gamut of humanity. But we're taught through fear patterns that we have to put everything in a box. So if someone acts in a way that we don't like, we find a label and we stick it to them. But now we're not connecting to a human at all. We don't hear them as a person with richness. We hear them as a narcissist, and we learn how to label and misconstrue everything they say. Now, not saying that I am or am not. That's up to you. I don't care. And I did self-check, and I checked with relationships and everything else, and pretty much I'm not. I just might come across as a little bit different. I honestly try to help people connect to themselves and not need me. I love to see the growth in people. I love to be able to give to people. I come from a very different type of consciousness, so a lot of times I have, I try to explain things in a way that people would understand, but it's not necessarily how I process or how I think. So with the labels, what we're doing is literally pushing away the other person. We're pushing ourselves into a fear vacuum, and we are being, for lack of a better word, a total loser. I know this is a ramble, and I know this is possibly not my best content. But one last nugget, and this is coming to the Ehlers-Danlos people out there, or people with chronic pain. When I went in and did meditation and felt into my body, and when I felt completely at peace, there was no pain. When I was able to let go of layers and layers of fear and belief, there was zero pain and zero tension in my body. So yes, the mind has the power to heal. The mind has the power to let go. Can I sustain that state? I can work on that. I can, now that I know it's true, why would I not be working on it? Plus, it feels awesome. I'm at peace. I'm in love with the world. There's no fear. I'm grounded, as many people would say, including Connor Harris. I'm present with myself. I'm present with the world. There's no pain. There's just love.